For this video, I would like you to get out your PARC graphic organizer that's in your folder. PARC refers to the basic principles of design that we will refer back to throughout this course. Simply put, PARC stands for proximity, alignment, repetition, and contrast. Now there's a lot more to design than these four principles, but it's a good place to start. On the PARC graphic organizer, I'd like you to highlight some of the keywords and the definitions, and you can follow along with my illustrations or come up with your own, which I would prefer because there's many other ways to reflect these principles visually. But let's start with proximity. Now, proximity, I'd like you to highlight on your graphic organizer togetherness. That'll be our keyword for proximity. But it can also mean nearness or closeness. When you place something, I should say visual elements on your page or your design, you should put related elements together. And we'll talk about this more specifically in the next tutorial with an actual newsletter. But to get the general idea, we're going to use, to start with, what I'll call the 7 pennies. So I made them look like the color of a penny. They're a circle. And so we're going to use those to try to illustrate each principle. So if you're demonstrating proximity, then you would put your elements, in this case 7 circles that look like pennies, closer together. They have in common a color, same shape, and the same name. So we'll put those together. Those things that are related should be put close together. For alignment, I'd like you to highlight the keywords order and organization. And one of the keys to alignment is to share an edge. So I could have made these a little more precise as far as sharing an edge, but you get the idea that they're sharing a left edge and a bottom edge, and it just looks more organized. So sharing an edge is a key to an alignment principle. And then repetition, I'd like you to highlight the word pattern. And repetition also refers to the reappearance of an element or reappearance of a pattern. And this is designed to create unity in a design that you're making. In my illustration example, I've created a pattern of brown, yellow, brown that repeats. I've also repeated it in other places in the graphic organizer, so I put the same pattern over here. So when you see a reoccurrence of a pattern, then you're trying to build unity and a sense of togetherness. So this row here, I'm trying to build a sense of unity by repeating this pattern. Then finally, contrast. I think of the keyword rebel or visual rebel. So I'd like you to highlight rebel. It's where you have elements that are similar, but they're very different from each other. So I've got 3 pennies here, but I've made the 4th very different. It's a rebel compared to the others. It's much larger in size, and it's a different color. But you don't have to create these illustrations just using a shape and color. You can use any element to portray the different principles of design. So let's look at the bottom of your PARC worksheet. An element can be a color, a font, shape, or a style, like a typeface or font style. It can be a repetition of a picture, for example. Clip art can be used, lines, text, whatever, and etc. Everything that you used to make a design are called elements. And so you can play with those 4 principles of design using any element. I would like you to write this on your worksheet. It's not on yours, but I need to talk about focal point real quick. Focal point refers to the word focus, and when you look at a design such as a newsletter, there'll usually be something large and bright. That's usually a title at the top. It could be a shape that goes with your title, but something to draw the viewer's eye to where you want the viewer to start first, and that's called the focal point. The focal point is created when an element stands out from all the others. All right, I'm going to talk about your newsletter regarding these 4 principles and how I'm going to grade your assignment in the next tutorial.